Have you ever stopped to think about how absolutely bizarre our world really is? I mean, we live on a spinning rock, hurtling through space at thousands of miles per hour. Yet we worry about being 5 minutes late to work. Today, I'm going to blow your mind with 10 moments and phenomena that make absolutely zero logical sense, yet they happen every single day. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll question everything you thought you knew about reality itself. Let's start with something that happens to you right now. As you're watching this, your brain is somehow creating the experience of consciousness. Friends, write in the comments where you're watching us from and hit that like button if you want to know what's the most surprising and unexpected thing. Think about it. Billions of neurons firing electrical signals, and somehow that creates the feeling of being you. Scientists have been studying this for centuries, yet we still have absolutely no clue how dead matter suddenly becomes aware of itself. It's like asking how a bunch of piano keys playing notes suddenly becomes Mozart's consciousness composing a symphony. But here's where it gets even weirder. You think you're experiencing reality in real time, right? Wrong. Everything you see happened at least 80 milliseconds ago. Your brain takes time to process visual information. So technically, you're always living in the past, watching a delayed broadcast of reality. Imagine watching a live sports game, but the broadcast is always behind by a few seconds. That's your entire life. Number 2 will absolutely mess with your head. Every single atom in your body was forged inside a dying star. That carbon in your muscles, the iron in your blood, the calcium in your bones, all of it came from stellar explosions billions of years ago. Carl Sagan wasn't being poetic when he said we're made of star stuff. He was being literally accurate. You're basically a walking, talking collection of ancient stellar debris that somehow learned to worry about paying taxes. But wait, it gets more ridiculous. Those atoms in your body? They're mostly empty space. If an atom were the size of a football stadium, the nucleus would be like a marble at the center. This means you're roughly 99.9% empty space. You're basically a ghost pretending to be solid. How does empty space high-five other empty space? How do you sit on a chair made of mostly nothing? The electromagnetic forces between atoms create the illusion of solidity, but it's all just invisible fields pushing against each other. It's like two magnets repelling each other. They never actually touch, yet you feel resistance. Number 3 is something that happens every single night, and it's absolutely terrifying when you really think about it. You voluntarily become unconscious for 8 hours and somehow trust that you'll wake up as the same person. During sleep, your brain essentially shuts down most conscious functions. You're basically temporarily dead and then resurrect every morning. But here's the really crazy part. You have no way to prove you're the same consciousness that went to sleep. Maybe consciousness dies every night, and a new one wakes up with your memories, convinced it's been you all along. This is called the continuity of consciousness problem, and it's kept philosophers awake at night for centuries. Which brings us to number 4. Time itself makes absolutely no sense when you examine it closely. Einstein proved that time moves differently depending on how fast you're moving and how strong gravity is around you. If you have an identical twin and they travel to space at high speed for a year, they'll come back younger than you. This isn't science fiction. It's been proven with atomic clocks on airplanes. Time literally runs slower at high altitudes, so pilots are aging slightly slower than passengers. The crew on international flights are basically time travelers. But wait, there's more. According to quantum mechanics, particles can exist in multiple states simultaneously until observed. Schrödinger's cat wasn't just a thought experiment. It describes actual reality at the microscopic level. A single electron can literally be in two places at once until you try to measure where it is. It's like flipping a coin that remains both heads and tails until someone looks at the result. This suggests that reality doesn't exist in definite states until conscious observation collapses the possibilities into one outcome, which means you might literally be creating reality simply by observing it. Talk about pressure. Number 5 will make you question everything you think you know about your own body. You have more bacterial cells in your body than human cells. You're basically a walking ecosystem. These bacteria aren't just hitchhikers. They're essential for your survival. They help digest food, fight infections, and even influence your mood. Some scientists argue that you're not really an individual organism, but a colony of cooperating life forms. Your gut bacteria can literally change your personality and decision-making. They're like tiny puppet masters controlling your behavior. Ever had a sudden craving for chocolate or felt inexplicably anxious? Your bacteria might be calling the shots. Friends, write in the comments where you're watching us from, and hit like if you want to know what's the most surprising and unexpected thing coming up. Number 4 is so mind-bending that physicists still argue about it after decades of research. Time doesn't flow the same way everywhere in the universe. It's not some universal metronome ticking at the same rate for everyone. If you stood next to a black hole, time would crawl compared to someone on Earth. What feels like minutes to you could be years for them. This isn't science fiction. It's happening right now. GPS satellites have to constantly adjust their clocks because time moves faster in space. Without accounting for this time difference, your navigation would be off by miles. Reality is literally warped around us. Even gravity in your basement versus your attic creates measurable time differences. Your head ages faster than your feet. Number 3 will shatter your confidence in your own senses completely. Your brain doesn't show you reality. It creates a heavily edited version based on predictions and assumptions. Right now, you have a blind spot the size of your thumb in each eye where your optic nerve connects. But you never notice it because your brain fills in the missing information with educated guesses. Every 3 seconds, your eyes move in rapid jerks called saccades. During these movements, you're functionally blind. Your brain erases these moments of blindness from your memory, creating the illusion of continuous sight. You're literally living in a delayed, edited, and heavily processed version of reality that exists only in your head. Number 2 reveals something so fundamentally wrong with our understanding that it keeps scientists awake at night. 95% of the universe is completely invisible and unknown to us. We call it dark matter and dark energy. Imagine if 95% of your house was invisible. You'd bump into furniture you couldn't see everywhere. This invisible stuff controls how galaxies move, how the universe expands, essentially the entire cosmic show. We're like ants trying to understand a city while being blind to the buildings, roads, and cars around us. Every theory we have about reality is based on the tiny 5% we can actually detect. It's like trying to understand a movie while seeing only one frame out of every 20. Completely absurd. And now, the number 1 moment that makes absolutely no logical sense will blow your mind completely. You are made of particles that were forged inside dying stars billions of years ago. The calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood, the oxygen you breathe, all created in stellar furnaces. When Carl Sagan said, "We are made of star stuff," He meant it literally. You're walking cosmic recycling. But here's the truly mind-breaking part. Those same atoms have existed for billions of years before becoming you. The carbon atom in your DNA might have once been part of a dinosaur, then a tree, then ocean plankton. You're not just connected to everything in the universe. You literally are everything in the universe, temporarily organized as you. Every breath you take contains atoms that were once inside other people, other creatures, other worlds. The universe spent nearly 14 billion years arranging itself just so it could experience itself through your consciousness. You're not separate from the cosmos. You're the cosmos becoming aware of itself in this tiny moment we call your life. So the next time reality seems to make no sense, remember, you're a temporary arrangement of stardust that somehow learned to question its own existence. And maybe that's the most beautifully illogical thing of all. Thanks for joining me on this journey through the impossible.